Hello, Leo. Welcome to February of 2020. This is your reading for this month. We're going to remind you that Mercury is going into retrograde on the 17th, which it's in Pisces, so it's going to really be affecting the emotions, but it also affects communication and electrical equipment and computers and any kind of communication devices. So just be aware that that's influencing your reading, and that's a very short term. It only stays in retrograde for maybe 3 or 4 weeks. If you want more information about it, look it up online. We're not astrologers, so we're not experts on it. We just know it's messing with people's readings, sometimes in a good way, sometimes in a not so good way. So if you love your reading, remember this too shall pass. And if you hate your reading, put the razor blade away. You're going to be okay.
All righty. All right, Leo. So give me just a moment. All righty, Leo. I can't decide which side of the reading to begin with. Here. So here we go, Leo. This is your first rune. And this one, it symbolizes the thorns on a plant, which are an instinctual or natural protection. The plant doesn't really have to think about, oh, goodness, I'm being attacked. I think I'll stick a thorn out there. It's just already there. The problem is that this is in its reverse position, which indicates that you're probably right now feeling a little overprotective or a little bit tense about things. So you may have a tendency of getting a little spiky with people. You know, somebody walks in and they're like, "Hey, hi," and you're like, "Bah, kill you." You may be just a little over the top with that.
And that's because of the chaos and confusion going on around you. It's not your chaotic energy, so stay out of their business. You do not have to be a therapist for the world. You do not have to show up at any fight, at every fight. You don't have to be a referee. You can back off and let them use their own weapons against themselves. You'll be okay.
You have 2 runes that are stacked. Okay, when I get runes like that or a combination like that, I have a tendency of reading them as kind of one rune, kind of mush them together. One of the runes is in its visible position. The other rune is flipped, and so I consider that more of the unseen or the unknown. And it's interesting. I can't remember who had this combination, but we just had this combination a few minutes ago. Like, I want to say it was, I can't remember, Scorp or Cap or something. Anyway, the configuration you've got is you have, okay, Berkana right there, which is growth, but it is growth with a sacrifice, okay? The other rune that's there is Jira, which deals with cycles of time. It deals with like the seasons. You know, they go in an established order, and you can pretty much anticipate that, you know, you're going to have spring following winter and stuff like that. With these two together, what I'm seeing is that excuse me, I'm sorry, you're about to get a dog blessing on this reading. Oof, come here. Good Lord, dog. Okay. Sorry, kids. Dog blessing time. There. All right. Anyway, you're in a position where you're going into growth. It's as if you're coming out of winter right now. And so it's like the rune is swinging into its upright position, which is really good because it's like whatever this chaotic energy is, I think it's going to be passing or has been, and it should be moving fairly swiftly. You have Jira underneath that, which deals with the bountiful harvest. Okay, so the seeds that you sow now have great opportunity of actually coming to fruition in unexpected but very good ways for you.
This is a card of victory after battle, which says that it goes quite along nicely with this chaos and confusion, that if you step out of it, you'll get your energy back in order and you don't have to participate. You're headed into a time where you've got forward momentum, which is very, very positive.
Okay, there's a warning with this one. The rune that you have here is symbolic of the antlers of a deer. And the thing with the deer's antlers is it uses it to push away. Okay, it pushes the enemy. You have it moving into its downward position, and it's as well, it's on the unseen side of things. What that tells me is that you are indeed allowing some of the chaotic energy around you to come in and influence you, and you need to be aware of that. Okay. I kind of need to mush this other rune in with that. Part of the problem is that with Mercury going retrograde and stuff, the other rune that's sitting right with that is Lagus. Okay. Lagus deals with the flow of emotions. And the problem is that I think you're getting emotionally jangled. Okay. And Leos, you guys tend to live in your emotions a lot. You tend to be very emotional. And so it's like when your emotions feel out of balance, it's like they tend to go a little bit extreme. Okay. So you're really, really, really needing to distance yourself from your emotions actually in the moment. Because again, with that retrograde, it's going to be a little crazy making for you. And with the chaoticness, and it feels like you've got a lot of people who are kind of like pushing in on you. So again, the defense that you need to do is to get space around you. Give yourself space to breathe. Give yourself space to get your emotions calm, because your tendency right now is going to be to want to explode with stuff. Okay. So you do need to, like I say, just allow yourself a little bit of extra breathing room in your current situation.
And what's happening because of this is you're making yourself sick. You're making yourself physically sick. And you're going to have some downtime to recoup. But when you do, then your energy picks back up and you have new energy coming in. But I'm not sure you're capable at this point of time of being able to extract yourself out of the chaos. It's like you're so enmeshed in it. You've got your own weapon in there. You're not used to not participating in it. Leos have a tendency to like to fight. I mean, they want to be the peacekeepers, but they don't mind a good fight either. They will challenge whatever comes. They're the lion. They're the king of the beast. Well, that's going to put you in a position of vulnerability. And so you're probably either going to have to physically withdraw yourself from the situation, or the universe is going to do it for you. Your body's going to do it for you, because you can't keep going at this pace.
Mm-hmm. One of the things that's going to come of this, and this is not necessarily a bad thing, is that you're going to start getting some clarity on your situation. Things are going to start making a little bit more sense to you. And it may be that if you do get sick and end up having to take time away, that it will give you enough time to disengage with your emotions and stuff, and you'll start seeing some stuff maybe you weren't seeing before. Okay. That doesn't mean you're going to have complete clarity. That rune specifically deals with that point between light and dark where you can see a shape, but you can't necessarily see the colors, textures, and things like that. But you should have some clarity that comes into you or in for you anyway, at this point.
And you're only going to get that clarity if you have some alone time. That's where your gift is right now, is getting away from the chaos and confusion of other people's energy and going into a place of your own garden, your own internal garden, where the growth, and you're going to be amazed at the answers you get. My sense is you've probably not had time in a number of years to sit back and reflect on the lessons you've learned. So probably a good time to take up writing and journaling, and maybe a dream journal, or keep your cell phone handy and jot little messages to yourself on your cell phone. It doesn't have to be really deep and meaningful, just something so you can keep track of what's going on so you don't forget.
And I don't know why, but okay, now I know why. I was feeling the urge or the need to pull one more rune. I don't know what that was about, but now I do. Again, you've got one more rune that's gone into its subconscious or unseen position. And that rune is this. The name of this rune is Ing, and it deals with beginnings and endings. So you're moving out of a phase. That's what's happening here. You're actually, whatever's going on with all the chaotic energy and the stress and the emotions and all of that, what's going on here is you're actually being shifted or moved. The universe is taking a hand and saying, okay, you know what? This is not where you need to be right now. We need to move you over here. And so this is literally what's going on, is that you're actually getting a helping hand, like it or not, from the universe to put you in a place that's going to be a little bit better, a little bit more advantageous for you. So, I would say don't fight it too much. Whatever's coming in is going to be better. It's going to replace this, and it will resonate with you in a much, much better level.
The Two of Swords came up, and this is a card of inappropriate defense. If you'll look, she's got her hands crossed with swords, and she's blindfolded, but everything's calm around her. If she would just lay one sword down and take the blindfold off, she would get the realization that she's really okay and that the chaos is over. And it opens up to new emotional journeys, which are very beautiful. They're new. So you're battle weary, and it's time to stop fighting. You don't have to fight anymore. You have permission to stop.
Let the universe drive for a while.
Absolutely.
Well, Leo, thank you so much for joining us this evening. Hopefully this resonated with you. And if you've enjoyed our reading tonight, it would be great if you'd subscribe and maybe share, let people know that we're out here doing the tag team reading. And in the meantime, keep a stiff upper lip. Everything's going to be going real well for you.
Good night.
Thank you.
Good
Have
day.
a wonderful night. Bye-bye.